Alright, what's good everyone? It's BlogBoy again, and today we got... What's good everyone? It's BlogBoy again, and today we got... What's good everyone? This is Mono Black Pox and Legacy. I have a Japanese style Legacy Pox list that plays Karn, the Great Creator. Now, about this Pox list, about Pox, Mono Black Pox is a symmetrical Mono Black control disruption deck that aims to disrupt the opponent on multiple different angles at one time. You got 4 Thoughtseize to discard the opponent's hand, creature removal to impact the board, and then for land destruction, you got the 4 Wastelands. Now, what Small Pox does is it ties in all of those angles of disruption into one card. So I built the deck around Small Pox, and what breaks the deck is the Orcish Bowmasters, because Orcish Bowmasters creates a creature token, which helps you get around the downside of Smallpox. And we have 27 lands. This helps you draw additional land out of self-sacrificing your own lands due to Smallpox. The Crucible of Worlds has synergy with Smallpox and Wasteland and Urza Saga. When you start losing lands, you can bring it back into play. Then Stern Bridge is great because you have a lot of cards that discard your own cards, and it stops your opponent from outright attacking you. For Liliana Vale, the main Planeswalker of the deck, she upticks and discards cards and sacrifices creatures, and ultimately separates the opponent's cards into 2 piles, and you can force them to sacrifice 1. So it really fits the Pox role. And 2 Karn, the Great Creator. This card I feel like is necessary because Pox has a hard time interacting with artifacts, and artifacts can give Pox some trouble. Karn shuts them down and gives you sideboard access game 1, which gives Pox an edge against certain matchups where you can ritual Karn into play. And we have a lot of artifacts to go Karn. The Urza Saga, we got the artifacts they can tutor for. Vexing Bauble to shut off some of the degenerate stuff, free mana stuff that happened in Legacy. Retrofitter Foundry to develop your board and to make your Urza Saga token bigger. Null Spellbomb to exile Grave. Factories, they're 2/2 beaters. They can turn into potential sub-blocking 3/3 blockers by pumping itself. Castle Octwain, because we get Hellbent a lot, we can spam this card and gain a lot of card advantage in the long grand game. The Sagas, because we need to develop the board with the artifacts I already talked about. 4 board, Tomb of Yawgmoth. Now, a lot of people will disagree on this. I believe it's absolutely necessary, is because when you're Smallpoxing lands away, you want to still hit your double black, and Urborg consistently hits your double black mana for yourself. And if you draw any access legendaries, you can filter them out with Liliana Vale and Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth, and with the small box, you can filter them out. 2 copies of Argolife. Now, Mono Black Pox has had trouble closing games. This gives the deck the capacity to be able to close the game in the future in swings. The effect to bring back creatures is just a little added bonus. We don't actually pull that off much in this list. And the Bowmaster is not only a card that gets around Smallpox and Instant Blood, it also pings creatures and punishes the opponent for casting cards like Brainstorm Ponder to make their deck consistent. Sideboard, 4 Lay on the Void, because more than about 25% of the format is Reanimator, and we want to have a chance to beat those decks. And it's good against Ubisoft spells that can beat you turn 1. 2 Plague Engineer to beat the Kindred decks. 2 Opposition Agent. You can punish your opponent for searching their deck. Disrupting the Flute to potentially disrupt the play. If your opponent casts something like the One Ring, you can respond to that and cast this and make it and shut off the One Ring so it doesn't run away with the game. The Pithy Needle can shut off activated abilities. And like I mentioned earlier, these are current targets. Coding repeatedly land destruct the game. Mycosine Gladys to lock out the game. Ensnaring Bridge, so you have another bridge to potentially get into. Turbo Orb, the shut off abilities, triggered abilities when they hit the battlefield. So stuff like Evoke, creatures and stuff like that you don't want them to happen. And its main purpose in this deck is so that if you have a Karn and a bridge in play, you want to play Turbo Orb so they can't find a way to get out of that. And this is a new one I recently added to Plex is kind of to Scrab Swarm. Now this fits the role of Tornad's Crypt to a degree. It's just a turn slower, but I've had many situations where Karn, the Great Creator, gets answered, and I wanted a backup threat, and this helps fit that role. And now there is one Necrodominance. A lot of people will disagree on this, but the purpose of it is to have a card that can beat the control decks. It's a Silver Bullet card. So I think I talked about every card in the box deck. So we are going to run a league. We're about to run a league and see how this list runs. All right, let's see. So now we wait for an opponent. Still waiting for an opponent. All right, so we got the official pairing. All right, so we are against Amarion 1995, and we won the die roll, so we get to go first. Now, this hand is non-functional because it doesn't have any black mana sources. I do not like this hand, but I think we have to go with it, because if we go down to 5, it's going to be really bad. Alright, so on to play Flatsies is always a nice start. We can get info on what matchup they're on. This looks like it's Blue and Black Reanimator. I believe we have to answer the Reanimate. Let's see. Hold on a sec as I try to adjust the desktop audio. Something is not right. Alright, let's see. Alright, so they did nothing for their turn 1. Alright, I'm gonna cast a Thoughtseize on him. After this game, I'm gonna try and figure out what's going on with the sound. Alright, so they drew another Reanimate. I think we have to target that. Alright, they resolve the animate dead. Alright, I'm gonna bait out his days. By casting his Lily on a Veil, he's certainly gonna counter it. Alright, so it's unfortunate you drew the Wasteland, so now we're going to have a harder time to draw out of this. Because we're stuck on 2 lands with 3 mana cards in the hand. Well, he has a backup Force Wall. Alright, we did draw a land, so that is good. We'll see if he has the counter for this. He does have the counter, so if he does not have a discard for this Ensnaring Bridge, we might be able to take over the game, as long as he does not draw their few pieces of interaction to actually deal with this card. But we need to draw another land if we want to play around days. I think right here, I'm just gonna do this instead of casting right into a potential daze, is just try to get this creature up the board. If they have Orcus Roguemasters, I accept that I just lose. So I'm going to make them sacrifice their creature and hope they don't have the... Alright. With this, it gives them another turn to draw into grief to get my Ensnaring Bridge out of the game, which is not good, but I didn't want to cast it straight into a daze. Potential daze. And he reanimates it again. Let's draw a land so he does not have... Alright, let's see. Alright, we have no other choice but to go for the bridge now. Does he have the answer? He does have the answer, so we do lose game 1. And we go to sideboarding, so we can help counter this deck. Now against Blue and Black Reanimator, I want to board out both Karn Great Creators, Necrodonts, Crucible Worlds, 4 Leyline of the Voids certainly goes in. Let's see. I think we can board out a Bargoyf so we can have another Ensnaring Bridge. I think I'm just gonna board out all copies of BlogBoy so I can have more ways to deal with the grave. And not potentially not give him a creature that can run away with the game. And I think I like this composition. We're going to run the deck list like this for game 2. And hope Leyline of the Void gets there. Okay, so fortunately I could not use the chat because I'm not logged in to Twitch on the Streamlabs, but hello Bunny, how are you doing? World Changer. Yeah, you like to talk about 9 to 5s. Alright, I think this sounds working now. Alright, so I think we gotta ship this hand. It is too risky. This hand is also risky, but if we can survive a wasteland, we could probably resolve Liliana of the Veil. So I think I'm going to keep this one because it has Leyline of the Void to slow down their deck. But it does have a tapped land in the hand, which is not good. Because it slows down my deck. Alright, so not the most pleasant start, but I think I'm going to roll with it instead of risk going down to 5. He does grief me turn 1. Curious what he's going to choose. If he has to reanimate, he'll probably choose the Orcish Bowmasters. I assume he does not have the reanimate. So we need to start drawing lands, and we do not draw lands. We drew a Smallpox, which does nothing. And so we draw another Black Swords. And like I said, this hand was risky, but mulliganing to 5 probably would have been more detrimental. Especially if we didn't have a Leyline of the Void in the opener. Alright, so he does have the double wasteland, so that is really bad news. So it looks like we're going to be dead drawing for a couple turns. So I do get punished for keeping this hand, but I think I have the rest of the hand because it slows down their deck, and we're going to be dead drawing for a couple turns until we can start drawing some lands that actually do something. And so far we have had 2 dead draws ever since he wastelanded me. And he's going to go for his Undercity Sewers, which helps filter what cards he draws into. Alright, we finally drew a source mana. So I'm going to cast Dark Ritual and cast Liliana Veil and hope there's no interaction. And with luck, there was no interaction. So I have a Liliana Veil in play, and I don't know if my opponent has anything that actually does something. So we are back in the game again. We have a Leyline in the Void in play. Alright, let's see. I think we just keep ticking up Liliana Veil. Yeah, I think I'd rather just draw into a land instead of discard one of my other cards in my hand and cast it off a Dark Ritual. I'd rather just cast it off a land. But resolving this Liliana Veil was really, really good. And it does Brainstorm. You're hoping they don't have the Brazen Burrow to get my Liliana Veil back into the hand. They probably don't have the Brazen Burrow. Alright. Let's cast Orcus Bowmasters on my turn. Alright. Now I'm going to take up Liliana Veil. We're in a much better spot now since we finally drew some cards we can actually play. What does the opponent have? And at this point, I'm not as worried about them having the Brazen Burrow because I have 2 lands in play, 2 creatures in a Leyline. Alright, so apparently the opponent has been drawing cards they can't really use, so that's good news for me. Alright, play Urza Saga. Hopefully they don't have a Brazen Burrow to respond to this, because if they do, they can bounce any card to my hand and make me discard it. Alright, they do. But it's not too backbreaking. And they did that instead of... Alright. Since they used the Entomb while I had Leyline of the Void out, they don't actually get to choose a creature they can cheat into play. Yep, not surprised that they chose the Wasteland there. We'll just swing him for 2. And go down to 12. I think they have to beat this Leyline of the Void or get a troublesome permanent in the play if they want to get back to this game, though. They did draw the frog. Which means I can't just swing him with Orcus Bowmasters. A dead Leyline of the Void. But what Orcus Bowmasters will do here, as long as I keep it in play, it'll make their Psychic Frog not as scary. Because they have to make the decision if they want to swing in and risk making my token bigger while also losing their Brazen Burrow in the process. They choose not to do that. Alright, so 2 dead draws in a row that we can't cast. And we do need to draw. We do need to answer one of these creatures or we're going to lose the game. If I draw. Got Spellbomb. Let's see if we can rip Innocent Blood off the top or any land. Will be cool. Alright, I'll take the Wasteland. I think I'm not gonna wasteland him though. Because now what he might actually do is he might actually choose to swing with the. No, he does not swing at a frog. He chooses to play it conservatively. Alright. But since we done drew those 2 Leyline of the Voids, we might just be done. Yeah, I think we lost this game. All he needs to do is discard a couple cards. Well, we can probably still play this one out. He can't grout, can't get flying or anything. He can't get flying because alright, let's see what he does. Yeah, we're not going to win this one. So, unfortunately, we lose 0-2. The Bloom Black Reanimator. It was fortunate we could not advance aboard after having a reasonable opener. Reasonable draws. Because even after they wastelanded me early, I still was able to cast Land of Veil. I could have ulted him, but that wouldn't really do anything. So, I'm going to take a pause on the stream to see what's going on with the sound. So I'm going to put it on the be right back status. As I load Magic Online, I hope the sound quality works again. Alright, looks like the sound is back up again. So that's a good sign. Just didn't want to do it in the middle of a stream. World Changer, thank you for dropping me a follow. Let's see if I can get this back. Let's see if I can get this game catcher back on. Alright. Next opponent is up. We are against Beware the Water. And I think I actually keep this hand. It's very awkward because we don't have an untapped black mana source, but we do have a turn 1 card that stops free mana interaction, so I think I'm actually going to keep this hand. Alright. They are going to go first. Alright, turn 1, I will lead off with a Vex and Bobble. Let's see what deck they're on. It's too soon to make an assumption. They might be on green and white decks. If that is the case, we really need to draw a black mana source that can untap. Because otherwise this Elvish Reclaimer poses a threat. They do not. I guess I could bank on him. I guess I could bank on him not having another land, so they can't activate their Elvish Reclaimer. And also cuts back the chance of them slamming another creature into play, which makes my Innocent Bloods and Smallpoxes worse. Alright, so it's unfortunate they did find another land. So they can use... Alright, we are going to use this now. Because we need to draw a black mana source, and we do not draw a black mana source. So we unfortunately have to play out this Stiflenaught train. He might actually sacrifice one of his lands for a wasteland now, knowing... Alright. Yeah, he might actually go for the wasteland now after going for the Flaxstones, because he's not going negative. He's not going negative to land destruct me. Or if he has a threat, he'll just cast the threat. We'll see what he does. Alright, cool. Alright, let's see. What should we do? If I Innocent Blood him, he's just going to get a Dryad Arbor. If I Innocent Blood him, he's just going to get a Dryad Arbor. Let's see. And if he does go for the Wasteland, I can still cast my Bowmasters. Alright, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to end the turn. Let's see. Alright. What does he go for? Yeah, it's because he could have just put the Dryad Arbor into play if I chose to Innocent Blood him. We're gonna ditch a Thoughtseize. Mox Diamond. This is definitely green and white depths. Alright. Alright, so that's why I chose to... I have Orcus Bowmasters to try and stall a turn to give myself a creature or something. I'm going to target his life. What is he going to do? Knight of the Reliquary. That's not good. I think we're just so far behind. I'm going to pack this one up. We're going to go to game 2. Alright, so against green and white depths. We want Epiphany Needle, Disruptor Flute, Epiphany Needle, Disruptor Flute. I actually don't think Crucible of the Worlds is going to be that good against this deck. I like Ensnaring Bridge. I like the... Oh yeah, he does tutor a lot, so we're going to need the 2 opposition agents. I think we board out 1 Karn out of Canopy Tech because it can potentially create some flyers. Karn is not that good against this deck. Alright, let's see. I also don't believe Bowmasters is that good against this deck either. But, oh yeah, we needed the Disruptor Flute, the Epiphany Needle, ditch Karn, ditch a Bowmasters, and I think I'm going to run the deck list like this. Let's hope the Pumpkin with opposition agent, because he does tutor his deck out a lot. Alright, let's start off. Alright, I am going to keep this hand. Turn 1 Bargoyf. Hopefully they don't slime a creature turn 1. Or have a Swords. We just start milling the deck and making them bigger. Play is turn 1 Bargoyf. Since I did Dark Ritual turn 1, it starts off as a 1/2. Oh, I got a Twitch sound. Let's see. I'm checking out. Alright, yep, as expected, he does have the answer to my Bargoyf. Alright, we got opposition agent. Let's see if we can land it on one of their tutors. It'd be very nice to land it on one of his tutors when I get the 3 mana. Sylvan Library. That's really good against my deck, but fortunately for me, I have the Orcus Bowmasters, so we can punish them for casting. We can punish them for casting the Sylvan Library. I'm gonna play Mystery Sacri, and we're gonna swing him for 2. We're gonna leave the opposition agent up and see if he starts trying to tutor his deck. Yeah, you can draw cards if you want to. Alright. He has the Swords. But we still have pressure though. So even if he does start using up a lot of life, we still have pressure in play that we can still apply pressure to him so he doesn't draw too many. So he doesn't when run away with the game with the Sylvan Library, because we still have pressure to punish him for drawing too many cards. Mox Diamond. What is he trying to cast? Yep. Yep. Yeah. Alright, we're just gonna run out this opposition agent. So he doesn't have the... Oh, sweet. Let's see. Botsies. Oh no. That's not what I wanted to happen. But we can get him down to 5. Now, you know what I think is the better play? Let's... Let's see. Destroying a life from below really sucked. Let's see, we can... Do we care about them having 2 of them? Now, I think I'm going to go for it. We're going to go for it. Do you want to block me? He does not block me, alright. So if he chooses to do more Sylvan Libraries, it's going to be more accomplishable to get a lethal swing in. Alright, you have the choice to... Alright, so now his Reclaimers are bigger, but that's okay. He can't tutor his deck. He can't tutor his deck as long as I have the opposition agent in play. So I don't have to worry about him getting a Dryad Arbor in response to my Shieldred's Edict. What does he do? Alright, he goes for Wasteland. He's like, he'll probably cut me off Castle Locktrain or Mistress Factory. Alright, let's see. Yeah, he's just gonna make this bigger. So... non-token creature. But we do need to draw a piece of creature removal ourselves to deal with this Elder's Reclaimer. I chose not swinging with opposition agent because I knew he was just going to turn it into a 3/4 anyways. But he has to be really careful about how he uses the Sylvan Library now because I have him in a spot where he has 5 life. Alright, I'm gonna let it through. What is he getting? Oh yeah, he's gonna try to waste me out. Yep. I think I'm actually gonna hold back on playing the Urborg Because he's just going to wasteland. He can just wasteland it anyways. This Elvis Reclaimer is still a problem because we can't push for damage. I'm going to keep the Urborg in the hand though, because he's just going to play wastelands anyways. Alright, I think he... What does he have in his hand? Oh no. What is he doing? Yeah, you can't shoot her. I have opposition agent. Hmm. I'm gonna still choose not play a land in the play. Sure, you can do that. Oh no. I think that deals... Let's see, what does it do again? Oh, he can use it. Let's see. I'm interested to know what this interaction does. Oh, he found it out? It's my opposition agent. Alright, so here's the plan. I chose to keep Wasteland up because now if he doesn't actually go for Dark Depths this turn, but we really need to start drawing something. He can safely wasteland us now. He can start piecing together his Dark Depths combo. His Urza Saga can find the equipment he needs to give the creature haste. So we need to answer the Dark Depths like now. Alright, let's see. Sure. He can do that. Does he have the Thespian Sage? Alright, he has the Thespian Sage. Alright, let's see. If I small box, he can just make a token in response. I think I'm actually gonna wasteland him here and just actually I should have gone for the depths. I think he can probably just tutor out. Alright, let's see what he does. I think he can just tutor out the equipment that gives his Dark Depths haste. But I think his Thespian Stage comes in tap, so we have another turn to survive. We just gotta hope he doesn't draw a crop rotation, which is really easy for him. Bridge doesn't really help me in this scenario either, because I have a bunch of non-basic lands. So my guess would be alright. He does not have the combo this turn. Does he have the Thess? No, he's probably just gonna. Oh, jeez. This is rough. Yep. We had to beat the second Elvish Reclaimer. We couldn't beat the second Elvish Reclaimer because we couldn't draw another piece of removal. And we can't commit too many lands into play because he can just light from loam. Alright, so if he makes Mirror Edge now, he can just close the game. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm just dead. I think we have to throw in the towel and move on to game 3. Let's see what we would have. Let's see what potential draws we could have had now. Nah, none of that would have mattered. Alright. We're going to go to game 3. We're unfortunately starting with another 0-2 start, just like I did with Mon and Black Scam earlier. So today is not my day for Legacy, unfortunately. Alright, thank you. Thank you, Wu-Tang 995 for dropping me a follow. We are currently waiting for the third game to pop up. Alright, on to game 3. This is a pretty sketchy hand. But since we're on the draw, I think we have to mulligan it. Because we don't want inner-tap lands on the draw. Alright, this is much better hand. Let's see. I think we ship Karn the Great Creator because Urza the Saga attacks his own lands. And we don't have a ritual to help cast the Karn. And we don't even know what the opponent's on. I think we do this. And just hope the Bargoyf gets in there. Two Urza Saga is still pretty nice, though. Let's just hope we didn't run into a matchup where Karn would have mattered. Alright, let's see what the opponent starts. Opponent starts with a Chromox. That means the Thoughtseize is likely not good. Lion's Eye Diamond. Yep. Let's see. We're against the Echoes of Aeon combo deck. Ritual. They likely have the game. I just want them to play it out. Yep. Yep, and they're going to go for it again until they reach a storm count of 10. Yep. Yep. Alright. Let's hope they draw junk. Let's hope they drew junk. No, they did not draw junk. Oh, can't beat this hand. Where they well, I believe they're going to win this turn. Turn 1, win. Yep. Pretty sure. Alright, I think this is some variation. I'm pretty sure this is some weird variation of Storm. Alright, he's going to go for another Echoes of Aeon. Oh, sweet. Alright, so from right here, I think I'm just going to go straight for the... I think I'm just going to go straight for the Spell Bomb, not let him have the Echoes of Aeon. Let's go straight to it, not wait to draw a card off it. Just hope to slam this card. Alright, so he is out of Echoes of Aeon from his deck. He used all 4 copies. Let's hope he can't get out of this. Because if he doesn't have a way to stop my Karn, I think Karn will win the game. Alright. I'm in a good spot. I drew a black source and I have a ritual in my hand. Alright. Ritual. Karn the Great Creator. What is he going to respond with? Alright. He's floating mana, so it's safe to assume he likely has something to answer my Karn. I think we have to downtick. Let's go. I'm going to go for Canopy Sec. Alright. I'm going to let him answer it. Yep. Since he was floating mana like that, I knew. Oh, sweet, another Karn. All right. I'm gonna try and cut him off this land. Just give him as little life as possible. Alright, I'm going for 2. Alright, cool, we missed land drop, so we can safely cast the Bargoyf if we really want to. Alright, let's see. Bargoyf. Let's see if you can beat that 4 or 5 beater. And if he does not, discard a card from my hand this turn, I shut off all his artifacts. Because he drew off Echoes of the Aeon really bad. Alright. Let's see if Karn wraps up the game this time. Cast Karn. Yep, we won the game off the Karn. Alright. On to game 2. We are lucky the opponent got really unlucky off on those Echoes of Aeon. Karn won the game there. Alright, we definitely need 2 opposition agents. I think. 4 Leyline of the Void. I think the Innocent Bloods go out. I also think the Shield Dread's Edicts come out. Necro Dominance goes out because they have Bowmasters, I think. Crucible World also goes out. It's just too slow. I think we actually get rid of the Snare Bridge. All of those is answers. They're Saga tokens. Maybe the Disruptor Flute. Alright, we get rid of these 7. I think I'm gonna go for the. It's either Plague Engineer or Canop Tech or Disruptor Flute. I mean, I guess we can name Urza Saga and slow him down, or we can name Echoes of Eon. We can tax some of their key cards. Maybe I should have gone for the Plague Engineers because we could have named Orcus Bowmasters. Alright. This wrecks Urza Saga, but it does not wreck Echoes of Eon. Alright. This is a keep. Yeah, we're definitely keeping this. Let's ship 1 Leyline of the Void. So we know now they're not going to win on the spot with Echoes of Aeon. He's going down to 4. I think we're going to get this one. Unless he has some insane combination of 4 cards. I don't think he's going to have an insane combination of 4 cards, though. He is going down to 4 cards, so Smallpox is going to be very backbreaking against him, depending on what he commits to a board. Wasteland 2. And he can't replenish his hand with Echoes of Eon easily because I have Leyline of the Void. So he has to win off his Orcus Bowmasters and Urza Sagas. But that's much more harder to win off of than their actual combo. And I have a Mistress Factory that can block the Orcus Bowmasters. And I have Wasteland to address Urza Saga, so my hand will line up to theirs, in my opinion. Alright, let's see how it plays out. Yep. What could he possibly do? Alright, you can Fotsies me. All I got is a Smallpox. Alright, I'm gonna get my Mistress Factory out. Just start crushing his life total. Nope. I'm gonna play my Urborg now, because I got Bowmasters. Yep. Alright, I think he's gonna beseech the mirror. Let's cast Bowmasters. So we can't. Let's see, what could he go for? Song of Creation, alright. We might be able to outpace this card. This is an out. This is an out, though, to him mulliganing so deep. Alright. We really need to have him blank on a couple cards. Oh, sweet. Alright. Alright. Let's see. We're going for 6. Alright, you got one more turn to do something. Yep, I'm gonna do 2 damage to you. Let's hope he doesn't get a Veil Summer. Alright, he concedes. Alright, we won that one. Ley Line of the Void does it. But at the Ley Line of the Void, I would have lost on the spot to him using Beseech the Mirror. So we were lucky to have that Ley Line in our opener. Alright, we win Game 3 against Storm. Let's go on to Game 4. You win against Storm 2-0. We are so far 1-2 in this league. We need to win the next 2 matches if we want to if we want to win prize support. We need to win one more if we want to get 50% of the entry back. Hmm. 2 minutes is still no match it. Alright, we gotta match it. Alright, we get to start off. I'm gonna keep this hand. This hand looks good. It just hits just about anything on Caravan. Has enough lands to cast the cards I need. And drawing a Ritual is going to be super good if I top deck into one of those. I can shortcut Karn into play. Alright. Chromox. So it's going to be another fast deck. Let's see what kind of fast deck it is this time. Pretty sure this is Red Prism. Pretty sure this is Red Prism. Blood Moon. That shuts off their board. We still have Karn though, so we have something we can still cast underneath the Blood Moon. If he does get that Goblin into play, we have Shield Druid's Edict. Alright, I'm gonna make him sacrifice a token. We need to hit another non-basic land though, if you want this bridge to have impact. We really need to draw a basic swamp if we want to get under Red Prism. Alright, licensors, I don't care about that. Come on, swamp. No swamp, but we can cast Karn. Alright, so he has to make a decision on what he does with non-licensors right now. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna find something. There's a good chance he has an out the Karn, so let's choose Canopy Tech, because it does something on its own and I can cast it. Yep. Or we really need to draw a swamp if we want to cut off if we want to get out of this. Okay, there we go. We got the swamp. Perfect. Alright. Let's see. Hmm. Hmm. If we smallpox, we can ditch the Urborg. I think I want to actually smallpox here. Yeah, let's smallpox. And we'll turn bridge into a creature. So we can protect Karn. I'm going to turn bridge into a creature, protect Karn. He only has 2 mana to work with. Sweet. We keep Karn healthy. Alright. Liliana Vale? Hmm. Hmm. Let's see, I think we're gonna knock him off land. Alright. Knock him off a mana source. Alright, he concedes. I figured he would do that. Alright, we beat Red Prison game 1. Thanks to Karn the Great Creator. And now we're on to game 2. We need 2 copies of Ensnaring Bridge. 2 copies of Plague Engineer. We can then stop their goblin. We can stop their goblins with it. I think Opposition Agent is also good for trading with other threats that they run. Nazis doesn't seem that good on the draw. Nihil Spellbomb does nothing against their deck. Let's see. Crucible of Worlds doesn't really do anything. I think we actually get rid of the Ensnaring Bridges because we can't empty out the hand fast enough. Alright. Necro Dominance seems okay. But one thing to note is it's really hard to cast when all Blood Moon's out, but I believe it still has a good shot against this deck. Sorry about that, people. The dog's loud. I think I'm going to play the deck list like this. Alright. Game 2 against Red Prison. I'm not a fan of not having basic swans in my hand, but I think I have to keep this hand because it has answers to some of their Red Prison's key creatures. I think we actually have to keep this hand. A Blood Moon kills this hand, but we are going to keep it anyways. And just hope they don't have Blood Moon. I think this is a Chalice on 1. Yeah, it's Chalice on 1. Alright, I think... I think I gotta hold back on Waste Landing. This was not a Urborg. If it was any other land, I probably could have Waste Landing them. I think I cannot risk Waste Landing them because I won't be able to have 2 lands into play otherwise. Alright. He likely has... Rabble Master. Alright. This is why we boarded in Plague Engineer. We need to draw a 3rd land that is not an Urborg. This is why I didn't Wasteland him. He could have just had another soul land in the back, and we could have gone punished for that. Alright. So good news is we did actually draw a swamp. So I don't think he's gonna run away with the game with this Rabble Master. Let's just hope his follow-up is not a Bombardiers or anything stupid like that. If he doesn't have a Bombardiers, we can then help beat this Rabble Master. We can answer this Rabble Master with Orcish Bowmasters if he does not have the Bombardiers. And then we can follow up and clear up his board with Plague Engineer. Alright. I am not afraid of a Fable of the Murebreaker. Interesting. Alright. I think he saw the... I think he didn't attack with the Rabble Master because he knew the Bowmasters was coming. No, we're not gonna block that one because we're just gonna get rid of him with. Alright, oh, this is better. Let's see. We can... I have an interesting line. I can choose a wasteland him, and then immediately I can choose and make him sacrifice his Rabble Master right now, or I can play Good Engineer and just slow him down. I think I'm gonna take the gamble, and I think I'm gonna wasteland him, and then I'm gonna Shield Dread Edict them and make him sacrifice a non-token creature. And if he chooses to draw anything off this Fable of the Mirror Breaker, I can just take out his tokens. So if he tries to find a soul line off his Fable, I can just wipe out his tokens. But he needs to decide if he wants the risk going for a soul land or not. Alright, I think I'm going to direct the damage right here, because if he chooses to attack, I can punish him. And I have the Plague Engineer that I can punish him for attacking with his Goblin Shaman token. And I'll just trade with my Bowmasters right there. Put him in an awkward situation. What is this?